Hello, guys. I'm Shane Davis, Twitter comic book veteran. I'm here with Yanzi Lynn today, and we are going to talk a little bit more about the Neil Gaiman controversy. For people who don't know, there's been, it's weird too, because I think some of these things were already out in the past, but resurfacing, I guess, and of Neil Gaiman's sexual accusations at this point. There's no conviction. And I really want to stick the emphasis on that. There's not been a conviction of any crime in this. Okay. Now, this isn't exactly, I hate to say this, but this news isn't exactly normal in the world of comics. We saw this with the All of Us movement with Warren Ellis, all the way to Ed Piskor, and now Neil Gaiman. We're going to get into this. There's a lot to this, and you're going to see a lot of people talk about different angles of this. But as far as this video goes, we're mainly going to be talking about Dark Horse ceasing to publish Neil's stuff. So we're already seeing cancel culture take hold, and let's get into it.
So Dark Horse decided to make an announcement on Twitter to say, after hearing about all these sexual misconduct allegations about Mr. Neil Gaiman, we're cancelling his Nazi Boys comic series. And whatever collected volumes we're having, cancel. So that's
Right.
work that's already been done, but is not going to see the light of day because of allegations. Now, I think the big issue here is the keyword is that I believe in this world we should really go with the whole innocent until proven guilty situation.
Yeah, for people who don't know, this started happening like way back, like 2015, 2016, like the Me Too movement. And basically, a lot of people were getting canceled by women, and it was Believe All Women. And with Chris Hardwick, I mean, he was basically lost his job, TV show, Talking Dead or whatever, and removed from Nerdist, and mentions of him all because of an accusation through investigation turns out to be false. So that's kind of this thing with cancel culture, right? It basically moves at the speed of social media. Right? Like there's no due process. There's really never any investigations in these situations. And it's basically a mob on social media forcing entertainment companies. And I use the word forcing kind of loosely because a lot of times the entertainment companies look at this as a virtue signal, right? They see a bunch of chattering bots or heads over here on Twitter and outrage, and they're like, well, maybe we can sacrifice a creator to this mob and we'll get virtue signaling points. And I do believe that happened here with Dark Horse. I think Dark Horse is the only publisher to this minute of this video of recording that has kind of boycotted Neil Gaiman.
Well, that's very strange to see. I thought Neil Gaiman is like the golden boy of the comic industry. He cannot do anything wrong. Like according to Heidi McDonald here, apparently Neil Gaiman and Comicsgate got into it like back in 2018 or something, and he was like, "Oh, bless you guys, it's Comicsgate. I thought you guys are dead." And Heidi McDonald comes on and says, "We can bang the coffin lid close on Comicsgate." Now look at that censorship. Wow, so brave. I agree with one of the most popular comic creators, Rival, who has brought new readers into comics for years. Over the facts of his own career is a matter of cognitive ability. All right, sure. So he has the facts of his careers and the facts of women accusing him. Like, which one weighs more? You know what I mean? Now, Heidi
Right.
McDonald here owns this comics journalist website called The Beat. And talking about Warren Ellis, now he was accused of grooming a bunch of legal age women. All right, so
Right.
that's basically the controversy. Women who got involved with him thinking that they can get some of his shine, maybe get some work or something. I do not know what they were thinking about trying to do all these things like drawing his name on themselves and so on and so forth. Like at some point, this is a bit creepy, but so Heidi McDonald here goes. The short-lived damnation of Warren Ellis and the danger it creates. So Warren Ellis was accused of grooming all these women, and apparently he didn't pay for his crime long enough. He started saying, "Oh, by the way, I'm going to go back to work on an image-owned series with somebody," and like, he's not been cancelled enough. He needs to be cancelled more. He needs to lose all his works, lose all his credentials, lose, I don't know. But who suffers in the end? Now, Warren Ellis is a writer, which means that when he works on comics, there is this other party called an artist. So when you cancel Warren Ellis and say, yeah, we can't print his books anymore because he groomed a bunch of women in their 20 years.
Right.
Sounds like, right? That sounds like, yeah, okay, all these people's works would have been tied to him. Bye-bye, no more royalties, no more nothing. Too bad you held hands with the wrong guy.
Right. And this is kind of like the big issue because I actually know like a couple of artists who have done work with Neil Gaiman. And one of the things that they were always Gaiman, I'm going to say it a million ways. But one of the things they go to is like, yeah, I'm doing this project. Why is it cool? No, I'm going to get Neil Gaiman royalties or Gaiman royalties. And the issue is look, the guy has a fan base. They turn out, they buy his books, they watch his movies, they watch his TV shows, all of this. A lot of people have made money, including DC Comics. They basically built the imprint Vertigo for Sandman. My point in this is what Dark Horse did by canceling, or if anybody cancels one of these creators' books, is they don't actually hurt the creator. Now, it's already atrocious enough. I want everybody to put this picture in your head. Get all this stuff out of your head. Okay. There's an accusation, not even conviction of a crime. A publisher goes out here and denounces the creator and says, I will no longer publish their work. Okay, so you're going to punish a guy without a conviction. Nothing illegal's been done, as far as we can tell at this point. That could change, obviously, but you're already going to jump the gun and you're going to say, I'm boycotting this creator. So, okay, that's kind of iffy and dicey of you and virtuous, I guess. All right, but are you only punishing that guy or the other guy attached to it? For people that know, comic book royalties are split kind of down the middle with writers and artists, but the artists, it's all divvied up. But, inker get part of the royalties, all of that. So the penciler, maybe just for argument's sake, gets 40%. Okay, so let's say that penciler, he's getting 40% of the royalties on any reproduction of these books. The publisher says, we're not going to publish anymore. That guy, an innocent guy that had nothing to do with the accusation, or if there was even a crime, he didn't do anything with it. Why is he getting punished now financially? And that's where cancel culture is why I kind of disapprove of it, or at least the tactics of it, right? Because Dark Horse is basically saying they're okay with punishing somebody innocent. They're okay with punishing somebody innocent as long as they can get Neil. To punish Neil, we're okay with punishing the colorist, the inker, the letterer. You get where this goes? You're okay with punishing multiple people just to get this one guy. And I don't know, I have a hard time processing that and accepting it, actually. Now, if somebody's convicted of a crime, and this has happened before in comics where people have been caught with illegal contraband and stuff like that, and they're doing jail time, DC Comics will just choose to quit publishing their work. And again, somebody's getting punished for that, but at the same time, the parent company is going to have a hard time saying, yeah, this guy either dealt drugs or dealt with illegal pornography, and we're going to keep publishing their works. That's pretty hard for the company, and I kind of respect their decisions in that. In the case here with Dark Horse, I have a hard time with what they did, and I kind of feel that they wanted to be the first one to do it. They don't have the big library that, say, DC Comics does with Neil Gaiman, or even Marvel to some extent. They have a couple of projects with them. But Dark Horse was like, yeah. Let's get some points out of this before the dust even settles on this situation.
All this argument about saying that, okay, if you punish a writer, you punish all the artists, right? That's the situation with Ellis and Gaiman. Now, in the case of Ed Piskor, though, he is mainly the whole shebang. He is the writer, the artist, the colorist, whatever you want to call him. He does the entire thing by himself. So maybe the comic book industry has less problem thinking, yeah, we cancel him, no one is affected. Well, somebody was affected, very much so, at Pisco himself. They had the news rolling up to his parents' house and everything, and it's like, excuse me, over a bunch of accusations, no conviction, no nothing. Do you guys remember how quickly this thing blew out of proportion? Ed Pisco took his life in a week of the accusations surfacing. Guys, this mob cancellation has to be controlled. You cannot let a bunch of people say, well, this happened, and like, okay, well, we better cancel them before the actual crime comes out. Now, maybe I think there's this whole situation where people think we have to accuse them quickly before they're found innocent. Kind of like the whole Chris Hardwick situation. Remember, at the end of the day, he was found innocent by the parent company themselves. Now, we know parent companies will really shield these people, right? Because they want to get sued, right? No, they obviously did a very thorough investigation to make sure that they cannot be countersued by people accusing Chris Hardwick of doing things in case something surfaces.
It's a bit of an issue in Chris Hardwick's case. I mean, he kind of married into money, and he had resources that most creators don't have for these investigations. With people, the problem with the believe all women thing is you can't even defend yourself, because you're it doubles down the crime in a way that you're a male pig and that you victimize women and stuff like that. And again, I don't want to dig too deep in any one of these cases, but there is one common factor in all three, and that's even with Ed Piskor. He had just did a TV deal, and from my understanding, that got yanked from him. And Warren Ellis, again, was working on Castlevania on Netflix. That was coming to an end, and I don't even think he did the last season of it. A Hollywood hit piece that basically ruined his Hollywood career. And then in the case with Neil Gaiman, I don't know what they're going to do with his future shows. I know Sandman season 2, I guess, is still happening, probably because they already filmed it and they're going to release it. And I don't know from there. That might be it. I'm curious to wait to see where DC Comics is on this, because if DC Comics goes the way of Dark Horse, especially without any sort of conviction of a crime here, I mean, that's devastating for the brand Vertigo, which, whether DC Comics appreciates it or not, is still a recognizable brand in the major book world publishing circuit. So this could be, in the realm of comics, pretty devastating, and already a devastating time and downward trend of the direct market to go ahead and go out there. And this could permanently kill Vertigo depending on how DC handles this. I know whether it be Dan Didio or other people have tried to take out Vertigo, but this could absolutely take down Vertigo, because if they choose not to print Sandman, yes, there's Fables, there's 100 Bullets, there's Why the Last Man, there's all these other titles that did well at Vertigo. But the reality is people, the branding, the imagery of Vertigo is very much Sandman. So that's crazy. The undertow of Neil Gaiman could probably take down a lot of other books with him and do collateral damage. And that's not including the artists of Sandman that depend on those royalties, that had interesting styles that really aren't that marketable or in fashion outside of the indie sphere, which is already getting its teeth kicked in right now with Diamond maybe going under and bankruptcy and stuff like that. If you guys will, let us know what your thoughts are on this and how a publisher should handle this. And, the conversation should get out there a little bit more about who are the innocent people affected by this, the artist of these books, whenever the cancel mob comes and wants to take out a big name writer. If you guys will also, please go over here, check out Inglorious Rex, $261,328. We would love your support in this independent comic. But also, we do have books in shop. So if you guys go to shop 9 Lives Comics, we do have Inglorious Rex 1 and 2, Extend, and our all-ages kid-friendly books, Starlight Cats, that do ship next day. And we will catch you guys again with another video.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Truth always hurts worse. Doing good till first, reverse, now you last. Blast of the past. It's cool though. Last card, play it right. Uno. We never let up. Been down forever. Sick man, we fed up. Know that we tired. Wake up the beast that's been sleeping inside. It's time to ride. We ready to slide. Hard-headed, I will not listen. If you do not get it, that's your bad. Yeah.